Welcome, everyone. This is the People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle. We are doing our eighth song and poetry swap in a row today. Um, we've been doing this each week, actually, since the pandemic began. Our first one was March 20th. And we've been creating this as really a regular scene in which People's Music Network members can get together and share music. Um, and PMN intends to continue hosting uh, this kind of thing as long as there's interest and support to keep it going. And one thing I want to just call your attention to real quickly is one of our upcoming events. We have on March 15th a very special event, which is it's going to be a memorial for
May 15th.
uh, did I? Yes, May 15th. Thank you for that correction, whoever jumped in and said that. It's Friday, May 15th, and I'm actually just sharing with you my screen here because I want to show you the Facebook event. Yeah, PMN special event, as was just mentioned. It's May 15th at 7:30 p.m. An incredible lineup of artists. I'll just flash their names here on the screen. This is the performer list here for May 15th. John Prine actually passed away last month as a result of COVID-19. And many of his songs really were in that People's Music Network tradition. And all of these wonderful artists from 1 to 23 here are going to be helping us to commemorate John Prine's life and his music. And there's been so much interest actually in this that we're actually looking at scheduling another like open People's Music Network song swap just to like focus on the songs of John Prine. And there's a lot of other wonderful heroes and sheroes who have been creating music in a people's music tradition, and we want to uh, uh, work actually look at their songs too. And one of those another event I want to tell you about is May 29th. We're going to have an event of music about Nueva Canción, which is a social movement and musical genre that comes out of the liberation struggle in Latin America. And so it'll be mostly songs in Spanish, and most of our conversation, but not all of it, will be in English. That's I'm really looking forward to that as well. And just to sort of show you quickly, kind of what that looks like here. Uh, on our website, People's Music Network for Song, that's our website right there. You go to events and then online events, and this gives you our whole calendar. Ooh, that's us tonight. Songs to hear during a pandemic, and then that one I just showed you. And then we're gonna have a workshop here that is like looking at songs in progress and giving some peer feedback, led by Pat Lamana and Terry Kitchen. And of course, we have another one about songs to hear during a pandemic, Thursday, May 21st. And here's that one I just mentioned, Nueva Canción. So again, thanks for bearing with me there. We're going to be scheduling more events for June, and I just want to put the word out there that I'm actually looking right now at ways we can involve to a greater extent our members in some of the planning and administration that goes into the process of sharing this kind of beautiful music with each other online in this really bizarre, weird moment that we're living through here with this pandemic. Um, so I just want to say a few things about the swap tonight. I'm going to be sharing within the next 5 minutes using the Zoom chat a link to the live stream that is being shared right now through the People's Music Network Facebook page. And then you can just press share once you have that direct link, and that will help us kind of get a broader audience for this event tonight. Um, Another important point, many of you have submitted lyrics for the song that you're performing tonight. And if you would like your lyrics to be displayed on the screen while you're performing, just before you start performing, just tell me, hey Ben, I would like to have you share the lyrics on the screen, and then everybody will be able to see that. Your picture gets a little bit smaller, so less useful if your presentation preference would be to sort of have people focused on you while you're singing. I just want to remind everyone that everyone gets 5 minutes for their song tonight, and if we all stick to that, we are going to end on time. And then the other last thing is just use the chat box to encourage each other. I say this every week, but you know, we can clap for each other when we're at an in-person event, and that's a really important piece of, I think, what people get out of this experience is this sort of experience of being recognized by a peer group. And since the clapping thing gets really pretty crazy on Zoom, I'm going to suggest that instead we use our ability to type to say what we were moved by. So when we hear something that moves us, we want to share with that person by sort of saying their name, and then it's like being a little bit specific actually about kind of what struck you about what they were doing. So we're really lucky tonight to have such a wonderful group of activist, artist, performers, and generally speaking, stay muted. And I am going to go ahead now and introduce our first performer for tonight. And her name is Jane Moore from Silver Spring, Maryland. And Jane, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about this song. And then I believe this is a video, so I will go ahead and share it when you are ready.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to be a part of the song swap tonight. And this is my newest song. It's my very first attempt at a music video. It was inspired by a dear friend of mine, Margaret, and my nephew, Lucas, who, believe it or not, just a couple of weeks ago were on ventilators in ICUs. And they're doing really well right now. So I'm very happy about that. But it kind of reminded me of that time when we're so far apart from the ones we love at the most vulnerable time. And the name of the song is Holding On to You from a Distance. And I just want to share that it also stars my neighbors that live in my cul-de-sac, my mailman Dwayne, and my kitty Lola. So with that, Ben, I'll let you cue it up. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jane. And if there's any problem with the picture or audio, just go ahead and interrupt me and we will start it over. But I think this is going to work just fine. So everybody can mute themselves and we will hear this song. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
When the night is long and lonely, and I'm full of worry and fear, there's a song that I remember. I sing along, and it brings you near. Holding on to you from a distance. May the angels circle around you, keep you close, safe from harm, while we wait, anticipating when we're back in each other's arms, holding on to you from a distance. With every breath I breathe, with every beat of my heart, with every song that I sing, we will not be apart. from a distance, holding on to you from a distance.
Thank you so much, Jane. Thank you for creating that video and for coming on to share it. Beautiful. Well, our next performer is Andrew Shapiro. We will be doing most of the performances tonight live, but in some cases, you know, it's nice to be able to share the video as well. So, thanks again, Jane. Um, Andrew, let's see. Excuse me here. I have making a mistake here. Okay, some YouTube likes to go on autoplay, which is one of the issues with YouTube. But we are turning that off and back on our live performance. Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're coming from and about your song, and then let's hear it.
I'm a singer-songwriter, and I live in West Hurley near Woodstock. And I've been staying at home. You know, Ulster County has been pretty reasonable in terms of COVID, but still, we're all staying at home. And I was kind of getting in a funk and feeling isolated, and it was nice hearing the same theme from Jane that I started feeling, which is when I started doing these sharing of our voices and our songs, I started feeling connected again. So I just wrote this song. It's called Sing to Me Now, and I hope you like it. I hear the song that's playing just behind the dawn, the one we sang and thought it would go on and on. I'm calling out to you, although I know you're gone. The whispers of you linger for me to dwell upon. Would you sing to me now? I'm just floating in the sea. I will listen to your voice, and it will carry me. I am waiting all alone, like a bird without a song. Sing to me, sing me back home. I used to know the feeling when we shared our voice. Yesterday can't get away, has no choice. Sometimes our lips are moving, but there's no sound they make. There is a song that's waiting in every breath we take. Would you sing to me now? I'm just waiting in the sea. Well, listen to your voice, and it will carry me. I am waiting all alone, like a bird without a song. Sing to me, sing me back home. Sing to me back home. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Andrew Shapiro for that song. Yay. Wow, good. Thanks for coming on from West Hurley.
My pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you.
Great to have you, man. Great. Our next performer is Deborah Silverstein from Cambridge, Massachusetts. And Deborah, come on and tell us about you. I can tell you one thing is that Deborah has served on the steering committee of the People's Music Network, and that's an important group that helps keep us all together as an organization. So thanks for your service on that, Deborah. But tell us a little bit about you as the singer-songwriter.
Okay, well, I guess you just said I live in Cambridge. I've been singing and songwriting for all my adult life. I most recently wrote a musical. That's been an exciting thing for me. And I, I I found myself writing almost in spite of myself a song about the virus, and so I'm going to share that with you. And I've been particularly aware. I mean, I'm in a good situation. I'm very fortunate. I feel tremendous gratitude for my well-being. And I do notice from watching the news and or walking outside my house and seeing how many people handle themselves out there in public that I've experienced a lot of anger and frustration. So I think that was my inspiration here. So I wrote a blues, and it's called Corona Blues. Here we go. I got the no good COVID-19 blues. Well, they're stuck all over the bottom of my shoes. I can't touch your face, I can't touch my nose, but it doesn't seem to care if I can touch my toes. I got the no good COVID-19 blues. I got the bad news, coronavirus blues. Well, it's all I hear every time I turn on the news. Yeah, we're all in danger. Everybody knows, not to mention the psychopath running the show. I got the bad news, coronavirus blues. And I got the flagrant contagion blues. Lots of jokers, they don't seem to got a clue. They're outside huffing and puffing without a mask. As for you and me, baby, they don't give a rat's ass. I got the flagrant contagion blues. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, ba, ba-da-ba-da, ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba-bum. I got the goddamn pandemic blues. Nobody knows which one of us it's gonna choose. We gotta maintain distance on the physical side, but keep on transmitting love from down deep inside. I got the genuine epidemic, the certified anti-copacetic. I got the bona fide worldwide corona blues. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you, Deborah Silverstein. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We all have the blues about this. Indeed. Well, thank you so much. And Steve, I'm going to introduce the next performer. His name is Steve Suffett. Steve, tell us where you're coming from. Tell us about yourself. And
Hi, greetings from the New York 14th Congressional District, the epicenter of the worldwide pandemic at the moment. We are in Alejandra Ocasio-Cortez's congressional district, which is a little bit of hope, but this is Marilyn over here, by the way. The two of us are actually very pessimistic. The pandemic is bad enough, but what we're really afraid of is the loss of what's left of our democracy, which was imperfect to begin with. And I just see it, and Marilyn could speak for herself, but I just see it as in mortal danger. And I think that there's a storm coming, and it's going to be a terrible one. And I'm thinking that what happened in Chile, what in '73, what's happened in Hungary and the Philippines could be the model for what happens in the United States. And I don't want to be too much of a downer, but are we ready? This is a song I wrote right after Hurricane Katrina. Seems appropriate today. Our troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Our troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters, and it might be here today. Now, I know you have to mute yourself, but you could sing along, so help me on this. It's troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters, it might be here today. When some folks got billions and others ain't got a dime. When some folks got billions and others ain't got a dime. When some folks got billions and others ain't got a dime. Troubled waters won't quench the fire next time. You take our sons and daughters and send them off to die. You take our sons and daughters and send them off to die. You take our sons and daughters and send them off to die. Troubled waters, gonna wash away your lie. You plunder and you torture and drench the world in blood. You plunder and you torture and drench the world in blood. You plunder and you torture and drench the world in blood. Troubled waters, gonna drown you in the flood. The levees are a-breaking, the dike's gonna overflow. The levees are a-breaking, the dike's gonna overflow. The levees are a-breaking, the dike's gonna overflow. Troubled waters, you'll reap just what you sow. Our troubled waters rising, been rising many years. Our troubled waters rising, been rising many years. Troubled waters rising, been rising many years. Troubled waters and a flood of troubled tears. Last time, troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters rising, the storm is on its way. Troubled waters, it might be here today.
Thank you. Sobering thoughts.
Well, thank you. I'm going to mute myself now.
Thank you, Steve. But important thoughts expressed both in words, spoken words, and through song. Thank you, Steve. Lydia Adams Davis
Hello.
is our next performer. Welcome, Lydia. Tell us about yourself and about your son.
Thank you. When I was growing up, I lived for a while in Tarrytown, New York, and my best friend was Holly, who is now Holly Tashian. She and her husband sing down in Nashville, Tennessee. So my nickname then, and as now, if you care to call me, is Lolly Davis. So this is a Holly and Lolly song we wrote the last time I was visiting her in Nashville, Holly and Lolly. Lydia Davis and Holly Tashian. It's called Love Will Find a Way. We were mourning a loss, and I am mourning a loss today, as many of you are. The last ray of sunlight is leaving. Your footsteps are fading away. All I have left is the grieving at the end of a long, long day. Deep in the night, I lay dreaming. I hear your voice next to mine. The old song has new meaning, and comfort is found in each line. Over the mountains, under the waves, over the meadows, and under the graves, the sun never fails to light up each day, and love will find a way. At dawn, I hear the birds calling. Summer has come to an end. They fly as the red leaves start falling. I know they will come back again. Over the night and over the day and over the feelings I shoved away. Love is still feeling, and love has its say, 'cause love will find a way. Over the mountains and under the graves, over the meadows and under the graves, the sun never fades to light up each day, and love will find a way. Love will find a way.
Thank you, Lydia Adams Davis.
Very much. Good to see you.
It's great having you on. Thank you so much. Well, our next performer is Joel Landy. Joel, come introduce yourself. Give us the update. How you doing?
Okay, thank you for caring. Oh, I took your recommendation and I bought that Zoom microphone, so you'll get to tell me whether it's working or what my dial should be, okay?
Do you have it? Do you have it selected as a on that first mute button? Right after the first mute button, you got a little arrow, and then it will.
Let me just check to see if it says, yes, same as system, right? Audio
Nope,
system.
you don't want to do same as system. You want to collect your new microphone.
Oh, all right. Hold on a second. So microphone.
Does it have any options other than same as system?
Yeah, it says microphone H2N should be the one. I just
clicked that,
clicked on
yep.
something. Is that it?
Yeah,
Sound better?
it does.
Voice and the sound? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, okay, so you'll drive me to where I'm supposed to go with this thing, okay? Anyway, good to see everybody here.
Great to see you.
This song was inspired by a sticker that's on the wall in my office. It was from David Rovix, who said, "I'm a better anarchist than you." Now, I never was an anarchist, but one once said to me, "To know the truth, what you must do is look at history. All governments are similar. 3 basic rules apply. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Three things you can be sure of. Whatever flag you fly, governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Oh, you know that one. Well, there's never been an empire that didn't turn to dust or tell the truth to people, or learn to earn their trust, or coexist with neighbors, or tell their people why. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. They'll lie to keep you quiet, then they'll lie to make you loud. They'll lie and take your money and then tell you to be proud. They'll lie on social media with the leaders they can buy. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Three things you can be sure of. Whatever flag you fly, governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. They will send you to kill people as a patriot today, overseas and in your cities, in whatever role you play. Mythology of nation states, can you hear the battle cry? Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Now, there's a conversation people do not want to hear. All nation states must end someday, as sure as they appear. But we never talk about it. Maybe that's the reason why. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Three things you can be sure of. Whatever flag you fly, governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments die. Three things you can be sure of, you cannot deny. Governments lie, governments kill, and governments lie, and governments kill, and governments lie, and governments kill, and governments die. The end? I hope not.
Thank you. Thank you, Joel. Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful song. Well, I want to introduce our next performer, and she's a new member of People's Music Network. Her name is Julie. And Julie, could you introduce yourself, where you're from, how you say your last name, and maybe tell us a little extra about yourself, just because I believe you're a first timer at People's Music Network.
I am.
And we kind of like to, hear a little extra from the people we haven't met yet. And we
Okay.
are running on time.
Okay. My name's Julie, and my last name in American is Butel. Although, if you speak any German, you realize that my father's father was German, and it should be Beutel in Germany. And Beutel means bag, and I could tell you some funny things I saw my last name printed on when I was in Germany once. Let's see, I live in Detroit, Michigan, and we've been hit pretty hard with this coronavirus, and I've had people I love die in the last 2 months. And this song, I could say more about myself, but this song is a song that's written by Libby Roderick, who I've never seen, nor have I ever heard, but I heard this song by a friend of mine named Jean Mackey, who lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I learned it from her, and I love this song. It fits a lot of things, but I feel like it fits right now too, which is why I wanted to sing it today, and it's called Low to the Ground. stand on the edge of a cliff in the deepest night I've ever seen. People looking for light, people who cherish a dream, and the lights shining out from our eyes, and the dreams resting deep in our souls. If it's magic we're needing to keep us from falling, it's magic we already know. It's music that keeps us alive. It's dancing that sets our hearts free. It's children remember the laughter in life, and animals teach us to see. Stay low to the ground, live close to the earth. Don't stray very far from your soul. It's simple things show us the reason we're here, and it's simple things keeping us whole. Tell me the place you were born, the lives that your ancestors led, the ground that surrounded the people you love, the streams from which you were fed. It's the wind that carries the sea, and the sea that carries the song. The food that we're eating is rooted in soil, and it's soil that's keeping us strong. Stay low to the ground, live close to the earth. Don't stray very far from your soul. It's simple things show us the reason we're here, and it's simple things keeping us whole. The temples are falling around us. We stand strong and fierce where they've been. I never have seen a holier sight than a person who sings on the wind. Our blood is the river of life. Our joy is the sun on the land. All of the love that's inside of this heart is more than one person can stand. Stay low to the ground, live close to the earth. Don't stray very far from your soul. It's simple things show us the reason we're here, and it's simple things keeping us whole.
Thank you so much, Julie. Julie Boutel, if I heard that right.
You tell.
Julie Boutel, but in German, Beutel. Okay. Yes, no, we're so happy to have you at People's Music Network. We have Jenny Amanda Hurwitz writing in on the chat log. Such an anthem for this time. Thank you, Julie. And another one, Julie. Willkommen bei PMN. I think that's welcome to PMN in German. And someone else writing, that was beautiful and powerful. Thank you. So. Well, Julie, we appreciate it. All right, well, I'm going to now do a song. Again, my name is Ben Grosscup. Yes, I happen to be the executive director of People's Music Network and the host for this evening. Although next week we're actually going to have a different host, Eve Goldberg, who is from Local 1000, will be hosting, but I'm hosting tonight. And I am going to tell you a little bit about this next song. So for those of you who were tuning in last week, we had a special May Day celebration. And it was songs of working people and International Workers' Day. And Paul McKenna got on and actually shared this song, and he had mentioned that I had been collaborating with him a little bit on some of the lyrics. So the original song was written by Harry Stamper. We Just Come to Work Here. And Anne Feeney recorded this song. And she has a beautiful recording. Anne Feeney, if you look her up, We Just Come to Work Here. And Paul had the idea for this. And the idea was to revise the words to make it be about the current crisis with COVID-19. And he shared it with me because I have been playing many of Paul McKenna's songs in my own work with nurses' unions, because Paul is a prolific and brilliant parody writer. And so since he showed it to me, we've been kind of working together on this. And this has been a true collaboration. I will say that what I'm about to sing to you is kind of still a work in progress, because I haven't had a chance to like sit down with him in the last few days, which is when I've been making some of the changes to this. So I'm just going to share with you the work in progress and keep in touch with you about how this thing kind of finalizes here. But this is a co-written thing. Here we go. Well, I've been working as a registered nurse for 28 trying years. I've had good days and I've had bad days when I left the job in tears. But I've never seen times like these when every day our lives are on the line. We just come to work here. We don't come to die. Each morning now, when I get to work, I step into a cruel war zone. There's so many sick and so few working at our hospitals and nursing homes. We're working without the proper protection and improvising on the fly. But we just come to work here. We don't come to die. And while you avoid exposure in an office enclosure, insulated and safely removed, then you order us a shipment of the wrong equipment. Pardon me if I'm not moved. Now I'm not saying that you don't care. I'm not saying that you don't try. I'm saying we just come to work here. We don't come to die. The virus hit 3 months ago. Since then we've been overwhelmed. We asked for help from the government, but no one was at the helm. When I was told not to talk about the dangers we face, I was fired because I didn't comply. We just come to work here. We don't come to die. We all appreciate the recognition and the cheers that fill the air. From the streets and sidewalks and balconies, it's nice to know that people care. But to protect our patients and our own selves, we need action from on high. 'Cause we just come to work here. We don't come to die. How am I supposed to care for patients with a weekly allocation of a solitary single-use mask? And now your regulations say this is suddenly okay. Well, buddy, you can kiss my ass. Now I'm standing with my fellow workers 6 feet apart, but side by side. We're saying we just come to work here. We don't come to die. We're saying we just come to work here, mister. We don't come to die. Oh, thank you, Steve, for your handwritten thing. Very nice. Let's see. Okay, all right. Appreciate you all for your encouragement. Okay, our next performer, I am very excited to introduce. Her name is Betsy Rose. She comes from Berkeley, California. Betsy, let's say hello to us, Betsy.
Mute myself. Hi,
How are you?
hey, Ben, I'm great. Hi, everybody. What a pleasure to see and hear all of you, be with you tonight. Love
Great to
it.
hear you,
Just love
Betsy.
it. So, Ben, if I ran the world, our theme tonight would be Mother's Day, but I don't run the world. But I do have my 5 minutes, so I'm going to do a mother's song. And I think it is a song to hear in a pandemic. And I'll just say a little moment about it. This is for my beloved mom who died 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And I know a number of folks my age or not whose moms or dads are in hospice right now, or have died during this pandemic, and they have not been able to visit them. They've not been able to be at their bedside. And this is just one of the heartbreaking truths that we're living with is there's times in life where you want to be with your loved ones. I'm a doula. I see births happening without the support that they should have because the families can't be with them, and it's tough. So I really want to honor that somehow, that longing to love the people we love, and sometimes Zoom just isn't enough. You know, a Zoom is not a hug, much as I love Zoom. So to just send some love to my mom on this Mother's Day weekend, and an appreciation for all that moms are doing right now at home with their kids, or multitasking, doing their work and being with their kids at home. And moms who are tuning their guitars and having a hard time with it. Sorry about that. I thought I had tuned it. Okay, so this is called Without My Mother. Oh, hold on a quick second. I'm gonna get some lyrics up. I can tie my shoe, I can brush my teeth without my mother. Walk to the corner of 2nd Street without my mother. I can read a book, I can comb my hair, set the table with the silverware, a little bit crooked, she don't care. She's my mother. I can sleep overnight at my best friend's house without my mother. That's the sing-along part. Get up on stage and take a bow without my mother. I stole money for candy from her purse, but the taste of the guilt got worse and worse. That kind of love, it's a gift and a curse. I love my mother. What would I do without my mother? Who would I be? How would I feel? Can I be a daughter without my mother? It doesn't feel me, it doesn't feel real without my mother. Well, I went off to boarding school, I left my mother. I got a little wild, I broke some rules, I'll show my mother. But when it all came crashing down and they sent me off to the lost and found, all I really needed was solid ground. I needed my mother. What would I do without my mother? Where would I turn? Where would I go? Can I find my way without my mother? Can I be real? Can I be me without my mother? Well, I knew someday I would have to live without my mother. Thought the sky would fall and the earth would shift without my mother. But she taught me to sing, his eye is on the sparrow, even when the path is dark and narrow. She's in my bones, down to the marrow. So I can cry my tears, say my prayers 'cause of my mother. I got eyes that see and a heart that dares because of my mother. And the grown-up son of her little girl wants to be a dad, wants to change the world. That kind of love. That kind of love is a precious pearl from my mother. Thank y'all.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much,
Thank
Betsy.
you. That meant a lot to me to share that today. Thanks very much for being with me.
And a lot to us to hear it. Yeah, I just want to say one of the comments that just came in. Oh gosh, did I have it here? I sometimes read off these comments, but both on Facebook as well as on the Zoom chat. But Betsy Gardner, or Barbara Gardner, just wrote in, Betsy, just beautiful. I really like the light touch on the guitar, and your voice is so sure and clear. And I just say one other thing from myself, Betsy. It may be true, as you said in your introduction, that you're not in control of the whole world, and maybe not even the host of tonight's song swap. But I would love to have you be a host of a future song swap, and that's actually one of the things that we're working on right now at People's Music Network, is how to recruit, people who would like to have that particular kind of leadership role, because we're actually trying to spread it around a little bit right now. And
Nice.
there's a little bit to learn, a little, like anything. Obviously, probably many of us have hosted open mics in person before, maybe even produced concerts before. There's just a few little things that are a little bit different about doing it on Zoom and Facebook, and we can talk about those things. So just trying to publicly invite you in that way, and also to
Wow,
sort of
that's
like
very
start
generous.
that dialogue.
That's very generous, Ben. I'd love to. I'd really love to do one. Thank you. We'll talk about
Great,
it.
great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that conversation with you very
Thanks,
much, Betsy.
sweetie. Wonderful. Thanks so much, everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Because we haven't scheduled any events yet for June, and we are going to be doing that very soon. So, okay. Well, that was a little bit of business, I suppose, interspersed with the song swap. But let's get back to the song swap. Okay, Don Billings, are you there right now? Because if Don Billings is not there immediately, what we're going to do is try to get him on.
Yes, I'm on.
Hey, you are on. What a delight. Okay, thank you, Don. Glad to see you. It sounds like your sound is coming through good. Tell us about where you're coming from and tell us about your song.
Well, I'm from Long Island, New York, East Northport. I'm involved with a folk music society here, and I'm one of the minor people, sort of a beginner. I've written about a dozen songs, and people always comment and they say, Don, when are you going to write a happy song? Because I write a lot of serious stuff. And I finally wrote a happy song for this program. And it's called Cabin Fever Song. And it's very short, but it's fun. If you're unhappy, you should sing a song. If you're racked with cabin fever, just sing a song. If you're down in the dumps and feeling like a grump, it might really help to sing a song. Now, if you don't know what song to sing, and the virus won't let you think of anything, let's take a little time, just go online. People's Music Network has a song. People's Music Network knows what to do. all around the country, they'll sing for you. If you really have no voice, they'll sing and have no choice. It might really help to hear a song. It might really help to hear a song.
Oh, beautiful, Don. Oh, wow. I have not yet heard a song on one of these swaps that directly mentions People's Music Network. That is great.
I think that, you know, I've been participating just recently, and I've been so delighted to hear people from all over the country singing. It's wonderful. I have also a very short poem in a serious vein, if you'd like. Is this our country? Where have our values gone? We should not allow what we know is wrong, broadcasting lies over the land. Should we deny food to the hungry when there is plenty? Should we deny shelter to the homeless when there is great wealth all around? Should corporations poison the earth and sky for greed? Should our government be taking children from parents, saying wind turbines kill many birds? Should anyone be permitted to lie to cover up wrongdoing? A pandemic broadcast lies over the land. Is this our country?
Whew. Heavy stuff, important stuff. Thank you, Don.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you on. Thank you so much. Well, I am very excited to introduce our next performer. Her name is Di Morgan, and Di is also another past steering committee member. I should say Steve Suffett, who performed earlier, is a past member of the People's Music Network steering committee, and perhaps a few that I missed, frankly. But Di Morgan, introduce yourself, tell us about your music, and tell us where you're coming from, and let's hear your song.
In Sarasota, Florida, where it's lovely, and we are trying to cope just along with the rest of the world. You know, we may be in different boats, we're still in the same storm together. I haven't seen my mother since the middle of March because she's in a nursing home. She's 94, and they won't let any visitors come. So it's been a tough time for us, but we're still healthy and we're okay. This song is about positive human potential. It's called These Hands. Ben, why don't you bring up those lyrics so folks can sing along?
Sure, yeah. Okay, great. I can do that. Yeah. It'll just take me
Thanks.
a quick second. Yeah, and it's Di Morgan. I think I got it. All right.
Thanks.
I'll share that.
Some hands have held the world together. Some hands have fought in wars forever. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? And some hands have blessed a million people. Some hands help shield the world from evil. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? Some hands can stop a life from dying. Some hands comfort a baby crying. So So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? Here's the chorus again. What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? I want to feel it in my heart. I want to hear it in the wind, till it rolls around the world and comes back again. And all that we can ask is for ours to be free, to use them as we want for whatever the need. Some hands give voice to a nation. Some hands wrote the times they are a-changin'. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine?
Thank you, Di Morgan. Thank you for bringing that song in here. It's beautiful. It's great. Yes, and for folks who want to have their lyrics, shared up on the screen while they're performing, that's what it looks like. So great to see you, Di. Thank you. Our next performer is Barry Kornhauser. So Barry Kornhauser, please step up to the stage. Tell us about
Yes.
yourself and what you're doing there.
Well, I'm a longtime PMN member, back from approximately 1982, and I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm gonna play a composition, sort of like an evolving improvisation based on a basic gesture, and the title in progress, I guess, is Forward Path TBD. The path forward from our situation.
Barry, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm always amazed at how classically trained artists, interpret events through melody. So it's great
Yeah,
to have
just
you
for the
here.
record, anymore, more from the jazz lineage than the classical one, despite the
American classical music, isn't that what jazz is
yes,
called? Yes.
some call it that. Yes, for sure. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, so it's not like Yo-Yo Ma kind of business, but yes, beautiful. Thank you so much. Always fun jamming with you. I wish we could do that in person though, Barry. Well, friends, I'm very excited to um, say, excuse me, I lost my track. I am very excited to introduce our next performer. Her name is Jenny Amanda Hurwitz from New York City. Jenny, come tell us about you and tell us about the song you're going to be sharing with us.
Okay, but don't lean on me when I'm playing guitar. I love my daughter; she could be in the photo, but seriously. Anyway, I'm from Manhattan, and I'm here with Sammy Rose and Talbot, my daughter and husband. And oh, just I don't know what to say. This song is in process, so and
So you're
they
making
they
it?
decided to close the subway for the first time practically ever. Um, from 1 to 5 in the morning, and it's very complex what happens to homeless people. The mayor's trying to address it, but of course, what happens in the reality of the moment for people. And I don't think they've addressed the mole people, I think they're called, who live into the tunnels. But anyway, this is called On the D, or I guess the subtitle would be Cockroaches Wearing Face Masks. And I want to say thank you again to every essential worker. I was just talking to the daughter of friends of mine who's a nurse now, working in Boston, the Boston area, named Shira. So I'll dedicate this to Shira. Incredible. The cockroaches are wearing face masks. The subway's gonna get too clean for the rats. Are we doing the best thing, clearing the homeless from underground and in the streets? Or would hotels finally be made to let them sleep in a room on a bed with snacks, TV remote, and clean sheets? But for how long, if housing is just handled as a temporary pandemic treat? Will the mole people be driven deeper into the tunnels of which we get a glimpse only when the blinding lamps of track work let our bobbing eyeballs gape as our train limps past the rainbow-colored, dense-rounded letter walls of graffiti graying in the soot as we snake along where a red or green light punctures the fallopian tube at a noontime black as night. Now I lay me down to sleep. My privilege is melting. What you sow, so shall ye reap. Over 9 million people die each year for lack of food. I pray their souls to keep, but this COVID has knocked the rest of us off our perch. No wings can't leap and fly away. Trying to remember before I was. Why does death so terrify me? In awe of people who with paper face masks and plastic shield calmly step into battle with the dragon COVID-19. My kid's iPad shows wild animals strolling into our empty cities worldwide. Is this what the planet will look like after we've destroyed it for human life? And the sweet verdant bird and fish who have been spared will get their long time wish that we humans will finally and completely leave rather than serving them as a dish. The The cockroaches are wearing face masks. The subway's gonna be too clean for the rats. I don't mind taking a break from the demands of our presumptuous society. Yes, the home of so many, many brave, but like the poem said, only free to live under the Manhattan Bridge. Or rather until this past Wednesday, to ride back and forth all night, huddled on an orange plastic seat on the D. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you so much for that song. Thank you. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to introduce our next performer. I'm very excited to introduce Rick Ward. Rick, are you there with us?
Yes, it should be working now, finally.
All right, I see you. I hear you. How you doing, man?
I'm good, good. Great to be
Good.
here. So I'm originally from Western Mass. Right, I live right up the road from Arlo Guthrie and James Taylor, and I wrote a song kind of in the same vein. It was one of those just pulled over by the side of the road just a few months ago, and in response to everything that's happening, it's called All in the Band. All right? You take the right, I'll take the middle. Step right up, bring out the fiddle. Somebody's picking on the banjo, all in the band. Old Uncle Jed gonna bring us a song about working on the railroad way too long. Sister Sue's got the long gone blues, all in the band. Meanwhile, way up north where the cold wind blows, the polar bears are nobody knows. Everybody gets frozen, all in the band. Wait a minute, some of us might say, those low down no good this and that's making too much hay. Sun keeps shining every day on time from its place up in the sky. Don't seem to pay it no never mind. Well, there's people on the left, people on the right, across the street they can't make up their mind. Every one of us neighbors, all on the road. Up on the mountain, down on the range, folks on the radio, quiet to rage. Way down yonder on the river, we all got a fishing line, except for maybe the vegetarians. You say it's fine, I say no. Plain that one of us got to go. Everybody's got trouble all over this land. Some say peaches, some say mine, some just pouring out the turpentine. Everybody's got matches all over this land. Well, there's a whole lot of trouble, not much time, whole lot of fuss about the bottom line. Everybody's got children all over this land. How about it? Let's shine a light, love just a little. Step right up, brain to get fiddle. Everybody's got children all over this land. Sing it. Everybody's got children all over this land. And everyone plays something, and we're all in the band.
Oh yeah, thank you, Rick. Yes, I see lots of hands going up, clapping. Barbara here says, "Rick, I love it, and what a great setting." Rick, Steve Suffet in Maryland, Suffet wrote in, "Rick, great ragtime finger picking. I can imagine the Jim Queskin Jug Band doing this song." So,
All right.
you know who the Jim Queskin Jug Band is? You probably know what that comment means. So that's great. Well, hey, thank you very much, Rick. I want to introduce Louise Hetzler. Uh, Louise, tell us about you. Tell us about your song. I will help you out by unmuting you. You there, Louise? You might need to unmute yourself.
Yes, here I am. I
There
just
you are.
unmuted myself.
Great.
Hi.
Welcome.
So, Hi, everyone. I'm enjoying this greatly. I had signed up last week to do this particular song because of the workers' celebration, and it is about a worker that you have to be of a certain age to remember this particular worker who was a ragman. So if you're younger than me, you might not remember the ragman, but this is my memory of the ragman in Lawrence, Massachusetts, in my grandma's neighborhood when I was 3 years old. And it's called The Last Ragman. I remember the ragman, clip clop of horses' feet, a big wooden wagon, wooden wheels and wooden seat. I remember the ragman working hard to make ends meet, the wagon moving slowly, coming down the street, and he says, any rags, any rags, any rags, any rags. I remember the ragman, where he's gone to no one knows. Hope he was happy with the life that he chose. I remember the ragman with his old and ragged clothes, the original recycler. Round the neighborhood he goes, and he says, any rags, any rags, any rags, any rags. I remember the ragman. It was 1954 in a crowded little neighborhood. The wagon stopped outside the door, rags for money, though some of them he wore. He was an old man, dignified and poor, and he says, any rags, any rags, any rags, any rags. It's been over 50 years since a ragman came around. A roar of cars replaces that horse and wagon sound, a small part of childhood. In history's lost and found, but in my memory, that ragman is renowned, and he says, any rags, any rags, any rags, any rags.
Yay! Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Louise.
Thank you
you
so
for bringing
much.
that song. Gosh, beautiful, beautiful,
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, all right. I'm delighted. This has just been so fun. Our next performer, I'm very pleased to introduce, is Mark Hecker from Albany, New York. And Mark, tell us a little about yourself and tell us a little about this song. Well, I'll find you on the thing and make sure you're unmuted. Here we go.
Sign on here. How do I
Hey,
get?
I hear you. How you doing?
I'm okay. I kind of
Good.
lost things here, but in any case, I'm from Albany, and I've been active in PMN for a couple of years. I've been to some of the gatherings, And I wonder, Ben, if you wouldn't mind displaying the lyrics for Barry McGuire's Evil of Destruction for everybody.
Yeah, I think I can do that for you, actually. It'll just take me a quick second to pull it up, and then
Okay, sounds good.
be good. But tell us, yeah, tell us a little bit about the song.
Okay. Well, if any of you are children of the 60s, you may remember this song, which is sort of a one-hit wonder, which was, I think, mainly written in protest against the Vietnam War, kind of emanated out of the hippie era. A lot of us are erstwhile hippies. And I think the song is appropriate for now, but because of the very deadly situation we're facing now, hopefully we will crawl out of it once things settle down and once it's resolved. But this is a very pessimistic song, and some of you will remember it. And it kind of, in that way, invokes some of the feelings I think a lot of people have about the current situation. So. The Eastern world, it is exploding, violence flaring and bullets exploding. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but once they've done your voting. And even the Jordan River has bodies floating. When you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fear that I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'd be no one to save with the world in a wave. Take a look around you, boy, it's bound to scare you, boy. But tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. I like coagulate, I'm sick. Just contemplate. You can't no regulation. A handful of senators don't pass legislation. Fortunes alone can't bring integration when human respect is disintegrating. This whole crazy world is just too far to straight. But you can tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Think of all the hate there is in Red China. Then take a look around in Selma, Alabama. You may be here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding drums, the pride and the spirit. You know you're dead, but don't even trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget the tell me over and over and over again, my friend. You don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. You don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Thank you for that song. Great. Um, well, I'm very happy to introduce Jaren Haley, who this is her first time actually at PMN, and we are just going to take a little extra second here to make sure she is comfortable with the link. Jaren, can you hear me and can you talk to me a little bit?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great, and I hear you. Hey, we made a breakthrough here, Jaren.
Okay, you can hear me?
I hear you well, very well.
Okay, and I can hear you well.
So Jaren, since this is your first People's Music Network event, I just want you to take a little time here to just tell us about your poetry and tell us about you, and then let's hear your piece.
Okay. Writing poetry and songs have been a way of life for me. I was raised in Washington, D.C., and I love performance poetry. I have published several books, and my favorite thing these days are commuting with my family. But what's made me so sad and what made me write this immediate poem, The Toys Are Lonely, is because I can't have my 3 grandchildren with me every other weekend like I've had for around the last 6 years. So this poem is dedicated to them and is dedicated to all of the grandparents who cannot be with their children or grandchildren, or these are my great grands, because of this terrible coronavirus. Um, I appreciate this opportunity, and I've really been enjoying hearing all the wonderful performers. So that's that. I think that's about it.
Well, great. We're so happy to have you, Jaron, and would love to hear your piece.
Okay. Okay. Do I have to press that unmute now?
Oh, no, no, no. Just do
Okay.
exactly what
Okay.
you're currently
Oh,
doing. You
okay.
know, can
Okay.
I give you one little tip? You're on a phone, right?
Yes.
Could you turn your phone 90 degrees? Just literally turn it to the left?
Turn it to the left.
Yeah. Or actually, or just put it. Are you holding it in your hand?
Yes. I'm gonna put
Just
the phone.
do you want to put it? Well, that's fine. You can either put it on the hand or you can put it on the table.
I'll put it on the table.
Yeah. Then we'll be able to just watch.
Uh,
Oh, but make sure that it's facing at you. I'm not sure that I'm helping here, actually. We want to see you though. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I can put it up against this clock here, maybe.
Yeah. Just take a minute with it. That's good.
Whoops. Wait a minute.
Just so that you can
I
focus
need to
on
put something
your
up to
piece.
support the phone.
Yes. Okay. Brilliant.
Okay.
Good.
How's that?
That's excellent.
Okay.
All right, we're listening now.
Okay. Okay. So should I go on with the poem now?
Yes. Yes. Please do go on with the poem.
Okay. The poem is The Toys Are Lonely. The toys are lonely searching here. The grandkids come. No grandkids come to bring them cheer. A deadly virus has control. All joyful visits now on hold. The toys, they tire of seeing me. They miss their fun company. They search these rooms, the laughter's flown, where they can't hear. They're on their own. The crayons, markers fall asleep. The closed-eyed dolls in silence weep. The books are longing tiny hands. The joy has left, swept off this land. The toys are lonely. I send prayers. This virus ends invading air. The toys are lonely, searching here. No grandkids come to bring them cheer. Okay, that's the end of that poem, dedicated to them.
Oh, thank you so much, Jaron. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming on and sharing with us. We hope we'll see you again.
I
We do
hope
this every
I
week.
hope I hope to be there again.
What did you say you published? 4 different books?
Two books.
Two books of poetry?
Yes, 2 books. Here's one of them, Peace and Laughter.
By Jaron Estelle. Okay.
Okay. And I'm working on another book right now. And this poem will be in that book.
Excellent. That's
Okay.
great news. Wonderful to hear that. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again for coming on, Jaron, and for working through all those tech things. Because isn't it easier when we do it in person? And it's easier and harder too. I don't know. It's both harder and easier, I guess.
I'm glad I've had this experience. It's
Me
really
too.
been a learning session. Yes.
Thank you.
And thanks for your patience and that of Lucy. Okay.
Yes,
So,
Lucy Murphy, a steering committee member. I think Lucy may have been the introduction between uh, yourself in this bigger network that you're
Yeah,
part of now.
I really appreciate Lucy for letting me know about this.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
We can all let each other know about these kinds of things. So thank you for that, Jared. All right. Our next performer, I'm very delighted to introduce. Her name is Barbara Stoller Schulk. Barbara is also a new member of People's Music Network, and I'm inviting you to come onto the stage, Barbara. And since you're a new member of PMN, tell us a little bit about you before you tell us about your song.
Okay. Hi, it's wonderful to be here with all of you and hear all your songs. I live in West Roxbury, Massachusetts, which is a neighborhood of Boston. I grew up in Brookline, which is another neighborhood of Boston. But I just returned here 3 years ago. I lived in many parts during that time. I lived in um, the Bay Area, Southern California, Nicaragua, and most recently Michigan for 20 years. And I've been singing in choirs since college, and I've sung in social justice choirs, and I sang in La Peña Chorus in Berkeley, California, and Sacred Song in Ann Arbor, Michigan with Gene Mackey was our director for a while. And now I'm singing with Boston Minstrels here in Boston, and we sing for the homeless people. Tonight I'm going to sing Wonderful World, which I hope brings some hope to people in this terrible time. And I'm dedicating this song to my new little grandniece, Francesca Dale. She was born last week in the midst of this pandemic, and she brings a ray of hope to all of us. Wonderful World by George David Weiss and Bob Thiel, and popularized by Louis Armstrong. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright, blessed day, dark, sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and welcome to PMN, Barbara. Thanks for bringing
Thank
that
you.
song to us and brightening our spirits.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I want to introduce Elias Isaacs. Elias, please take a step onto the stage.
Hello, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here this evening. I'm along with some of the other PMN members in New York City and actually on Staten Island, a beautiful, more rural place, if it could be in New York City. It is very nice. And indeed, Folk Music Society of New York holds one of its shanty sings out here when it's possible. A sad thing. I was thinking, I have been in this room for 2 months. I went out one time in 2 months. I'm sure many of you are in similar circumstances. So I thought to myself, well, what would I like to sing with my friends, some of the PMN members, people from the Folk Music Society of New York City Friends of Clearwater, and other friends I have from the local community, to send a message of what I'd like to say. Could they all come visit me in my room, or we could go back to some of the places we like to be together. So there's 2 songs I'm singing. They're both very short, one verse actually. The first one I'm singing is, one you probably know, is When You're Smiling And it was written by Mark Fisher, Joe Goodwin, and Larry Shea back in the 1920s. And the other one is perhaps a little bit more obscure. I've known it for a long time. It's one of ukulele favorites called Anytime, and that was written in 1928 by Herbert Happy Lawson. Evidently a happy fellow, and the song is a happy song. Anyway, so why don't I start? I will apologize for, I shouldn't apologize. Anyway, I feel kind of sad. There's supposed to be a kazoo middle part for When You're Smiling. And my kazoo's in storage, so I'll have to tootle along without it. So, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain. So stop your crying. Be happy again. Keep on smiling, 'cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Da 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 dum. Da 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 la da 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 la da 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 da. And when you're crying, you bring on the rain. So stop your crying and be happy again. Keep on smiling, 'cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Anytime you're feeling lonely, anytime you're feeling blue, anytime you feel downhearted, that will prove that your love for me is true. And anytime you're thinking of me, that's the time I'll be thinking of you. So anytime you say that you want me back again, that's the time I'll be thinking of you. Anytime you're feeling lonely, anytime you're feeling blue, anytime you feel downhearted, that will prove that your love for me is true. And anytime you're thinking of me, well, that's the time I'm thinking of you. So anytime you say that you want me back again, that's the time I'll be coming home to you. That's true. I mean it very much, everybody out there.
Yay! Thank you so much, Elias. Wonderful. You know, I want to just read a few quick comments that have been coming in on Zoom. I obviously can't read all of them because there's too many comments, but which is actually not too many, but just a lot of them. But Jenny Hurwitz wrote a few things here about some of our. She said something about how wonderful it is to have songs from the Great Depression, and particularly useful for our current moment. But she also wrote to Barbara, love Wonderful World, and especially your singing of it. And we had another comment also from Jenny here to Jaron. I hope you very, very soon will be with your grandkids. I'm sure they miss you very much. I love the lines about the toys tiring and loneliness and the crayons and books' feelings. So I hope I read that correctly. Thank you for those comments. Keep sharing those. I want to introduce, I'm very happy to introduce our next performer. His name is Steve Siegelbaum. Steve, how you doing? I'm inviting you to unmute yourself.
Okay, I unmuted myself. And if you have the lyrics to this song, Troublemakers, if you can put it, I emailed it to you.
Yeah, you did email that. I think I have it in here. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the song, and I'll get it all set up to go up on the screen. Okay.
Okay, well, just 4 days ago, we celebrated the 101st birthday of Pete Seeger. And I was moved to write this song because when Pete died back in 2014, there were a few obituaries that mentioned him as a troublemaker, which of course I took in the good sense, and I'm sure they did too. So I decided to write this song dedicated to, as the song is entitled, Troublemakers. All right, we set?
We're set. We hear you, and
Okay.
we have the lyrics up.
Okay, great. There we go. There's a little girl in elementary school. She spends half the week in detention. When the class is made to pledge allegiance to the flag, she refuses to stand at attention. And the schoolyard star, when choosing up his team, often picks the kid who plays the worst. Seems he has a feeling for the weak and dispossessed. It means more than coming in first. So here's to the troublemakers, risk takers, rule breakers, who think that life is but a bowl of huckleberries. The radicals, the rebels, and the revolutionaries. If you guys can get in the two claps in that chorus, that would be partway toward joining in. Have you noticed that the folks with the craziest notions, the ones who defy convention, are those who embrace the entire human race? Here are just a few I could mention. Picasso, Galileo, Belafonte, who sang Deo, Sojourner Truth and Rosa Parks, Carl and Groucho, the brothers Marx. They killed Dr. King and Socrates, arrested that rebel girlie Flynn. They hanged John Brown, but they couldn't keep them down. Their spirits carry us through thick and thin. And here's to the troublemakers, risk takers, rule breakers, who think that life is but a bowl of huckleberries. The radicals, the rebels, and the revolutionaries. Now, when you stick your neck out, frequently you find it winds up in the middle of a noose. It takes real bravery to challenge mental slavery and let imagination run loose. So here's to the troublemakers, risk takers, rule breakers, who think that life is but a bowl of huckleberries. The radicals, the rebels, and the revolutionaries. Since time immemorial, the rules and regulations defy just to serve the upper classes. But thanks to the schemers, the cockeyed dreamers, who poke them in the eye and kick their asses. And here's to the troublemakers, risk takers, rule breakers, who think that life is but a bowl of huckleberries. The radicals, the rebels, and the revolutionaries. I said the radicals, the rebels, and the revolutionaries. Unmute.
Thank you, Steve, for telling me that I was on mute. Forgot to unmute myself. There you have it. Well, thank you, Steve Siegelbaum, is what I was saying. Thank you very much for that song. And we are kind of coming into the end here. And by the way, before I introduce our final performer, I'm going to just tell something to our Facebook Live audience, which at this point numbers 22. And that is that we're going to have a little hangout, free drinks. You know, it's on PMN. Just kidding. Um, we're going to have a little time together. Not on Facebook Live, but just kind of a conversation among ourselves on Zoom following this. And no one is obligated to stay, but what we are going to talk about is kind of like, you know, how we're doing and a little bit about how these song swaps that are happening every week could develop. And that's a really great time to sort of share ideas about, hey, I would be really excited about this topic, or I think so and so would be really good at hosting this type of activity. So there'll going to be some time for that, but we're not there yet because I want to introduce now our. Oh, I have to tell you this before I do that last introduction. I will actually post a link that you can use to enter the Zoom chat room and hang out with us on Zoom. So I'll do that right during the next song. I will now introduce Barbara Gardner from Davidson, North Carolina. Barbara.
Hi. Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
how you doing?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your song.
So you're picking up on the audio, okay? I guess.
We're both audio and video sound great.
All right. So I'm from Davidson, North Carolina, and this is the second time I've had a chance to play on one of these wonderful gatherings of friends. I did get to go to one PMN gathering about 2 or 3 years ago, and that was great up there in Western Mass somewhere. I decided to call an audible, and Steve's song just gave me permission since I'm a rule breaker. I was going to do more of a lighthearted song, but with all the wonderful songs I've heard, I'm in a more reflective mood. So I'm going to switch and do a song that I wrote about a month ago with a friend of mine named B.K. Keaty, and it's called Empty Chairs. So I hope Ben is okay with rule breakers. This morning I counted my chairs, memories of friends gathered here, but now I only need one lonely chair, oh, one lonely chair. How long will my chairs be empty? How long will my chairs be empty? How long? The church bells call for the choir, Sunday sermon hour. The doors are locked, rows of empty pews, oh, empty pews. How long will these pews be empty? How long will these pews be empty? How long? No bright yellow buses roar by, no backpacks, no lunch line, no restless children and worn out desks, oh, worn out desks. How long will these desks be empty? How long will these desks be empty? How long? When all is said and done, we'll all know someone. We'll remember their name.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Barbara Gardner. When we did our uh, song swap last week, one of the artists who came on in the post swap chat. He was saying that he is a musician trying to figure out his life, all different now with the COVID-19 crisis and everything, and that it surprised him how much he needed this. That is to say, the thing that we are all doing here tonight, collaboratively sharing music and culture in the context of progressive politics and commitment to struggle for a better world. And sometimes I know that I myself, when I'm in my hosting role, sort of get really focused on like answering all the little questions and everything. And sometimes I don't get to sort of sink quite as fully into that sort of like allowing my heart to be open to all the wonderful things that are happening. But it still happens, and I've been affected by everybody tonight. So thank you all. And partly for that reason, we want to train some new people into this kind of role of being a host, because one of the things that is nice about having different hosts, I mean, we know this actually deep in our bones as People's Music Network members, is that we have different people host song swaps because each person has a little bit of a different way of doing it. Now, it happens to also be the case that insofar as we are in for as long as we need to maintain this whole physical distancing thing. I like to call it physical distancing rather than social distancing, because I'm like, we need to be socially a lot more close. But physical distancing, there are a few little bits of technical knowledge that people might not have, but are totally possible to learn. That have to do with like hosting a swap, and then obviously there's a lot of technical knowledge on the part of the performer too, because you're kind of your own sound engineer, frankly, when you're coming on Zoom. And although it's very simple to do an a cappella song or a poem that's just the human voice, there's really the defaults are very well set to that. If you want to sort of bring the sound quality up a little bit, there's a few little tricks to know. So we try to teach that to folks. So what we're going to do, I'm very soon going to end the live stream and just remind that our 15 or so people who are still tuned in on Facebook Live, if you want to join us on Zoom, you are welcome to. We're going to have a chat. We're going to end it no later than 10 p.m. And it's just going to be an opportunity for people to kind of share some reflections and some ideas about moving forward here. And even a little bit of personal updates and so forth are also appropriate. So with that, we'll sign off of the live stream. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at future events, which you can learn more about at peoplesmusic.org. Peoplesmusic.org. Thank you.